Hello, and welcome to my post for discussion number 6. Today I will be speaking about changing eating behaviors using social cognitive theory. Before we can discuss how we can use social cognitive theory to change eating behaviors, let's first briefly review the theory. In a nutshell, social cognitive theory says that there are three groupings of factors that interact to result in our behavior. First, we have behavioral factors, which is simply what we do. This may include habitual behaviors as well as new behaviors, among others. Second, we have personal factors. These factors are individual to each person and include cognitive, affective, and biological factors. Thirdly, we have environmental factors, which are often not under an individual's control. These may include one's socioeconomic status, peer group, and built environment where they live. All of these factors have an effect on each other, which is called reciprocal determinism. Therefore, a change in one's behavior may create a change in their environment, as well as vice versa. Now that we have reviewed the basics of social cognitive theory, let's consider some of the key determinants of change related to the theory, as these will guide us in selecting an appropriate intervention. Outcome expectancies simply state that one's behavior may be affected by what they expect the outcome to be. This outcome may be related to a physical, social, or mental outcome. Barriers, whether they are real or perceived, also affect one's willingness and ability to change. Self-efficacy is a central construct in social cognitive theory, and the theory provides many ways to increase self-efficacy, thus affecting one's behavior. Without behavioral capability, which is one's actual ability to complete a given task, it is very difficult to change one's behavior. Observational learning is another key construct in social cognitive theory, and it provides a means for individuals to increase both their self-efficacy and their behavioral capability. And finally, we have reciprocal determinism, which as previously discussed, links one's personal factors to their behavior and environment. In order to change one's behaviors, our intervention strategy should focus on these determinants of change that are integral to social cognitive theory. Participants should identify positive outcomes for their behavior change, come up with strategies for overcoming barriers, and be provided opportunities to increase their self-efficacy and ability to implement healthy eating habits. Now that we understand some of these key concepts, we can pick an intervention strategy that best fits the theory. Given the importance of increasing self-efficacy and behavioral capability in social cognitive theory, using a health education strategy for an intervention would work well. A health intervention strategy would allow one-on-one or small group interactions, thus enabling a more hands-on learning environment and a more individualized approach. This type of intervention would allow for activities that increase self-efficacy and behavioral capability. Some of these may include modeling, like an instructor showing the class how to select a ripe fruit. It could include verbal persuasion, like the instructor encouraging participants to overcome their perceived barriers, and guided practice, like participants filling out food diaries or making healthy recipes in class. A health education intervention can also include a discussion of how an individual may change their own environment, which will in turn affect their behavior. This concludes my presentation of how social cognitive theory can be used to implement a health education intervention to improve eating habits.